Hello guys, my name is Zach and today we're here in the beautiful city of Melbourne to engage in healthy debate pertaining to some polarising social issues. Now the concept of today's video has seen great success in America, and in today's merciless climate of social debate we thought we'd bring the change my mind idea down under. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the change my mind concept, I've left a link to Jae Crowder's YouTube channel down below, and for those of you who can't be bothered clicking the link, then stay right here and I'll run you through today's proceedings. So, a plethora of statements will serve as today's debate topics. Those who disagree with the statements are invited to have a sit down with me and try to change my mind about them. Now, I personally agree with each of the statements we've chosen today, so I'll argue passionately about why I believe they are true. It's important to remember that the point of today is not to make anyone feel uncomfortable or to belittle anyone, but rather to have healthy discourse with people of opposing views. The challenge has been set. Now, who will accept and try to change my mind? The debate are no swearing, 40-minute time limit per debate, no continual interruption. We want everyone to be respectful of all ideas and points, and no name calling. We've devised this set of rules to ensure healthy debate, so with all that out of the way, let's get right into it. For this topic, we're going to be arguing why, I'll be arguing why I believe the vaccine mandates are wrong, why I think they shouldn't exist. Here we have
Will.
Will, you're going to be arguing
For why vaccines should be mandated.
Cool. So we'll get you to start off your premise. We'll get you to make your first point, and we'll just flow from there. I might ask you to expand on some things. And yeah, cool.
Yeah, so I believe the vaccines should be mandated, as of course with COVID-19 especially, it is a health hazard, and the government has the responsibility to protect its citizens from a health hazard. But I also believe that citizens have their own responsibilities with the health hazard, and a infectious disease that a vaccine is for is unique in the fact that you yourself have a much larger responsibility in handling that, because with it spreading, if you get the vaccine, that and just generally practicing health practices such as wearing a mask or obeying restrictions, that means that you're not allowing the disease to spread and infect someone and harm them. Not just, you have to care much more about the risk to other people, much more than just yourself.
Sorry, I'll unpack it. There's a bit to unpack there. So I don't want to paraphrase and get it wrong. You're saying the vax is more, it's about others, like being considerate of others' safety as well as your, okay. Shit. Fuck. I honestly. But what if? Actually, no.
A good question is, why do you believe they shouldn't be mandated then?
I thought because it was oh, it's my choice, but it does matter for others, to be considerate. Honestly, man, I haven't got a rebuttal. You've changed my mind, I guess. I can understand why.
You're worried about, because I've heard arguments of, if the government mandates this, what else could they get us to do? So it's kind of the issue of, it's not just about the vaccine, but if the government has the power to mandate this, then they can get us to other things in the future.
No, because if you think about it, it's a health issue. It's not an issue of I don't know. Fuck. I'm sorry. I'm laughing because it's fuck, man. I came here to debate, but you actually raised a good point. I think we'll leave it at that, man. Honestly, I appreciate it so much.
Are you agnostic?
Am I what?
Agnostic?
I'm not sure what that is.
Agnostics are people who don't believe whether there is a God or there isn't one.
I guess I don't believe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm an agnostic. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're an agnostic, why would you not listen to science?
Okay, I'm not an agnostic. Sorry.
You're not an agnostic.
Not anymore. I didn't think of it.
I'm an agnostic.
Back again. So Lyrak as always, and
Maya.
Okay, we've got Maya. Now, Maya, what out of the 4 topics have you chosen to debate me on today?
White privilege is a myth.
Okay. So what we'll do is, if you'd like, you can start with your premise or why you believe that white privilege is a myth, and then we'll kind of just flow natural discussion from there. So yeah. So what makes you think white privilege is a myth?
What makes me think white privilege is a myth? Okay. Literally everything. Everything. This world is, or like, the economy, everything is based on white privilege. Okay, I guess where I'm trying to go with this is I was watching this news, you know those people that just do news reports like from home or something, like online and stuff? There's this guy in South Africa who was doing one, and he was going back, taking news clips from all over the world about what's happening in Ukraine and Russia and all of that. They all said the same thing. This doesn't happen in Europe. This doesn't happen in America. Like, this is middle class people. This isn't like a third world country. And they all made statements. All different news articles made statements like that. This is a European, like, this doesn't happen here, like Afghanistan or Iran or Iraq. So it very much is not a myth, white privilege. You see that in police reports, especially like with the whole Black Lives Matter thing. What's happening here in Australia itself, like, they don't touch on a lot of Indigenous people here in Australia. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. It's definitely not a myth. I feel like everyone knows that.
Okay, and I understand that the what's going on in Ukraine is shocking, and then they're clearly all white people, and maybe I hear what you're saying about the news is kind of focusing on it, but when I think of privilege, I think of rights that me as a white man is afforded that other people aren't. For this sake, we'll use Australia as our example. In Australia, legally, I have laws that I abide by. Nothing privileges me in a way that it wouldn't a person of colour. I can't think of any examples. If you can.
Retail too, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you were to come in, and this is what it is. This is how people's minds work. You were to come in, get something. You want to look around. You want to buy something cool. We let you look around. You want to buy something. But there's been multiple times where we've had people of color come into work already automatically profiled.
Okay, and who does the profiling?
I think management or even people in store themselves, like customers themselves.
Okay, and look, that sounds to me an example of racist profiling. I don't contest that racism isn't a thing. I concede, or I'm not even that I concede, but I agree. Racism is a thing. I'm just not sure how where the privilege point, because when I think of privilege, I think of a Okay, so when I think of privilege, I think of a systemic higher ground that white people are afforded. So I think of laws, for example. If we were to be given a law that would allow us to do certain things, but people of colour weren't included in that law or that norm, then I would think, okay, there's an example of privilege. Racial profiling, I'm not here to disagree with that. I think, of course, that happens. But privilege in itself, I don't
think it's a privilege as a white person, because you are a white person. That is automatic. That's already a privilege. It's already a privilege as a white person when you go into a space like that and there's people of color. They don't have the same privilege as you to not be profiled. So I understand your views with like the laws and like privilege, whatever. But as a white person, that is already a privilege. Being a white person is already a privilege, because that comes under everything. I feel like privilege falls under a lot of things. Fall under privilege. Would you agree?
Look, honestly, I'll admit I don't think I've been profiled, and so I'll just unpack that. Honestly, because if I was a person of color, I honestly think I would be racially profiled more, and I suppose that's a privilege.
As a white man to not be, right?
Honestly, you've changed my mind. I didn't think of it like that. So, thank you for coming here. Because if you put it like that, I genuinely agree. You've changed my mind.
Oh, yay! I did my job. Give me a
You've honestly changed my mind today. I'm shocked that it happened so quick. I honestly don't have a rebuttal that's like...
Thank you so much.
No, and I appreciate you coming in.
I have talked to some very, let's just say, important people, and the level of arrogance that they have shown, or stubbornness, their unwillingness to change their perspective, has offended me and my culture for longer than anyone might really want to admit. And you being able to demonstrate this faster than even some of the protests that happen out here is nothing but a blessing to my heart, because at least I can finally see you as someone of my land, of our land, because this is...
So on macro social structure, so like the big scale things like work and stuff, you're saying that we have reached equality, but on some smaller micro level things, there are still some discrepancies, to use your word earlier.
I think so. I think a lot of people would say on the macro things it still isn't equal. I'm not sure. I think that it is equal, but I don't know that well. Most people would say there is a pay gap, but I've also seen the other side where people say there isn't actually. It's just that women do jobs that are paid less, like nursing and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So what would an example that you could think of be of an area in which women are less worse off than men due to some sexism, and what do you think feminism's role in that is? If so, because if your premise is we still need feminism, what would a feminist role be in today's society?
I'd say, I guess, going to bars and clubs and stuff at night, or just like around the city at night. There's, like, I know women in bars, they feel unsafe. There's always the threat of like a man or someone maybe hitting on them, making them uncomfortable, or doing something worse to them. And I think feminism does have a role to play there, that they could like remove that from the culture, remove the possibility of, rape or men. Like, even just the thought in women's minds that men would come up to them and just make them feel really uncomfortable and stuff like that.
So I'll just unpack that. So a role of feminism could be to potentially to break these toxic male traits, like, because I hear what you're saying about like when men go to clubs, they might be a bit forward in their sexual advances and... Wow. I honestly agree with that, Troy, and I'm not afraid to admit it, mate. Honestly, I don't have a counter argument to that, and I suppose if you think about it, the role feminism does have in that area is quite crucial. If you, honestly, man, I'm just gonna put my hands up and say you've changed my mind. Thank you so much. Alright guys, so as you saw, pretty eventful day in the city. We just got home now for all the debates. We had a great time. I think we've met some awesome people with differing opinions, and yeah, I think on every single debate my mind was changed. Yeah, every single one. But I still feel as though I represented my side really well. I think although they did change my mind, it was very hard for them. I made it very hard. And yeah, do you get it or no? For the camera, do you get it or no? But if you could leave like a like and a comment and even a subscribe, that'd be great. But yeah, do you get it or no?